Hey guys, Relentless Trader here, and welcome back to a monthly recap, right? It's been a while since we had one of these, and of course, if you guys watch the recap, switching up the style, coming with the white right now, man. Today we on top of things, right? Today we on top of it all. So let's get going. Let's jump into it. Here we are in Trader View. You can see that the trading hasn't been awful when it comes to like red days. It's just a matter of poor risk management, right? Poor risk management on certain days. Having good green days be reduced by half or even more, and forcing certain trades, that kind of a thing. So which is why October is going to be the month of consistency and slow and steady gains, right? That's what we're looking for. But September and August, the 2 months that we're really here to discuss, right? We'll start off with August. So let's go here into the calendar. August 1st, and of course, August 31st, right? Start with August. August wasn't bad when it comes to momentum. We had some pretty good action, but me personally had a bit of trouble capitalizing it, and of course really honing in on the momentum. And you can see here, right, $196.86. So I knew I was break even on the month, so this is good that I'm not red, right? And you can see here, average winning trade $144, average losing trade 106. I usually do pretty well in the better months with a 2-to-1, right? So having that ratio being 70 to 144, right? The 2-to-1, winning twice as much that I'm losing on every trade. Accuracy at least 50% or up. You can see accuracy here at 43%. More losing trades than winning trades. So definitely was not an easy month, right? Biggest gain 700, biggest loss 658. Things were not as smooth as I would have liked them to be. A lot to look at here. Average winning trade 17 minutes to 16 minutes, just not good. Holding the losing trades too long, not cutting them off fast enough, that's never good. And so moving forward here in October, these are the things I'm going to be looking at to, of course, improve upon and do a better job with, right? So let's go back to reports view. Let's take a look at the calendar before we go any further. Started off the month with a big $800 red day. So, never good. Never what you really want to do. Never the way you really want to start a day. But yeah. And so we have Tuesday, Wednesday, decent days, and then going right back to being red, that first week. So definitely choppy. The best part of the month was the 24th to the 26th, having 3 green days, and of $200 or more. But of course, having a $450 red day, right afterwards. So definitely was a bit choppy. And one thing to note is the losers, right? There's some big losers: 455, 273, 236, 570, 800, almost $300 here. So, like let's just look in comparison to June, right? Let's look at June, right? June, July, much smaller losers, right? 274, 294 being the biggest, 325 being the biggest loss. 800, 500. Some of these red days are just simply too big, right? July, I think, is a better example, right? Yeah, here we go. July, the biggest red day, $254, $113, So the drawdowns, man, are what was really killing me, not really staying focused in terms of managing risk, because every single trade we need to manage risk on, right? Every single trade. There is no managing risk on just one trade. and that kind of thing. You need to manage risk for the entire time you're trading. If it's just the first hour, you need to manage risk really well for that first hour. And we had some good days, a couple $200 days, $800 day here, um, you know, 400, 200. So there were some good days, but just too big of red days, man. Some big red days, and it definitely was not what I was looking forward to. So performance by day: Monday, red, $71. Tuesday, red 32, small green on Wednesday by 82. Thursday being the biggest red day, 392, and Friday actually being the green day, right? The big green day. Or not even big, because $600, it's not necessarily that big. But you can see as the day went on, the profit started to dwindle. 10, 11, 12. Funny enough that I'm green at 1. I'm not sure why, but 2 o'clock now red as well. And just a rough month, man. August was just a rough month. Price and volume, $2 to $5 doing the best, and not seeing much action between 5 and 10, and then 20 and 50. 10 and 20, barely anything, and below $2 surprisingly in the red, which is unfortunate. So MTP was our biggest winner. NTN, IBIO, WWR, which is funny that this one WWR was in play today. So history repeating itself. PSV, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will remember. Biggest loss, MARA, and this is a stock I remember since from Robinhood days. Like this one I know of for a while now. MARA, SYPR, big losers, man. SRNE, $500, and FAMI, $344. So volume between 10 and 24 is where I did the best. But less than that, did not do well, and over that amount, small red. So it seems like the higher the volume, the better it is, the more opportunities that we're seeing. Market behavior, for me personally, I don't feel like my trading has much to do with the overall market. Win-loss expectation. And, look at the drawdown. Like I mentioned, the red days, starting off the month with this big red day. Boom, $800 in the red, digging back, going down, going down, going down. $1,400 in the red before finally trying to get back up above water, So losing $1,400, in order to get back to zero, you have to make $1,400 back, right? So it's like $2,800 pretty much gone right there, just for you to now reach zero. So, it's, if this was flipped around the other way, it would have been, to the green side. Just looking at that alone, which is why it's very important to try and close every day green, man. Like I'm saying, consistency, because digging yourself out of the hole is not nice. It's not easy. It's a lot of hard work, man. And so avoiding it altogether is the best thing to do. So, this is some of the stats, some of the metrics there. We do have a couple other things we can look at. All right, let's go back into details. I feel like there's one stat that I'm missing. I'm missing one stat. Liquidity. I feel like I'm missing something. But anyhow, that was August, right? There we go. Win versus loss by days. And look at the green days, right? Let's focus on the green days first. The green days resulted in $3,000, right? 3.1K and daily average of 289. So on the green days, I did pretty well. But the red days, man, I was not managing risk well at all. 22 minutes winning trades, 15 minutes, and this could be lower, right? 15 minutes on the losing trades. We need to cut the losers much faster. Accuracy definitely a bit better at 53%. Average gain per trade, $48, and daily gain again at 289. So, and volume, 93,000 shares, which is not too bad, not too high. Now, on the losing days, interesting enough, that I do have less volume traded, so that is a good thing, right? Noticing that it is a bit slower, but to fall back. But what's disappointing is that with less volume, with although I'm not over trading, the losers are even bigger. So it's interesting. It's very interesting to see that. This data here I didn't notice, but the accuracy is the worst thing of all at 27%. Just can't buy a trade on those red days. Those red days, for whatever reason, it was just not clicking, man. It's very sad to see the green days doing this well and the red days that much worse. It's really sad to see, actually. But average winning trade $81, average losing trade $123, right? And this is much more closer to a 2-to-1 right here. So on the red days, man, really need to tighten it up, take a step back, shut it down earlier. And when things are not working, it's not working, right? Which is why on the red days, we never want to push it. If we push it on the red days, these losers can be twice, 3 times, 4 times as much. So, just imagine if the volume was actually 93,000 shares, as opposed to 49. These numbers would have been doubled, man, literally. So, did pretty well in that case, but, overall, need to do a better job managing risk. Just 4 minutes versus 17 minutes to the losing side. I mean, just awful, awful, awful. 11 winning days versus 9 losing days. So, and with 2 more winning days, having it be so close, having it pretty much be a 1-to-1, definitely was not what I wanted. But that was August, right? So again, and this is gross and net. Why am I on gross? That's gonna throw it off just a bit, is it? Yeah, let's go back to details. Let's be on net. So $46 net. So after fees, to be honest, I'm not even sure what fees I'm being charged, if I'll be honest. I have no idea. But look at the month. Over everything that was made and was lost, $6,700 to $6,600. It's crazy, man. The money that's generated in this space is always insane. It's always crazy to see, right? And of course, these stats, it's man, gotta do better. Like I said, you can't go back. You just gotta take the lessons, man. You gotta take the lessons. Not every month is gonna be a good month, but it's always disappointing to see, right? And I didn't really look at my stats because of the issue that I was really having with the metrics. I had to delete everything and re-upload everything. But anyhow, that's another story. But this is my first reaction to this, and of course, it's not good to see that you've made almost $7,000 and lost almost $7,000. That's not good at all, right? But what it does show, there's a lot more good than bad in the sense that almost $7,000 was made, right? What do we have to do now to make sure that the red days become smaller red days, right? Like I mentioned, previous month's biggest red day, $280 versus $800, $500, $400 red days. So finding ways to manage risk better, being more aware, being more disciplined. Discipline is the main thing, because a lot of the trades sometimes are sloppy trades, unnecessary trades, or holding a loser too long. A lot of the times I'll notice everything fast, right? But of course, sometimes you're in there for that extra second or two and boom, right? So discipline is the main thing here, man. Discipline will get this number here down to just 2K, and it's a $4,000 green month. It's a pretty solid month, right? 4K a month here in the States for any job is decent living. So to do it here will for an hour a day or so, it's not going to be bad. So, and that's just focusing on the red side of things, right? The green days, right? The days where we're up money, The days where we're up and give back profits, because this trader view doesn't show that right. That's that right there, right? How much money you've given back. It just shows how much. Let me say unreal. What is it? Unrealized. I believe it's unrealized, and I don't think it shows the close of the day. Right? It'll just show you where you ended, and that's it. Right? It'll just show you where you ended on that day. So let's say I started the day with 400 and ended with 300. I believe it'll just show that $300 as opposed to what was also lost in between, right? I could be wrong, but anyhow, regardless if it doesn't or if it does, the green days, right? How could we not give back profits off the highs? How could we not give back more than half our profits? Those are the kind of questions and kind of things that is needed to be addressed to, of course, move forward and be a little bit better, right? But this is $12,000 right here passing through the account. You know, it's crazy the amount, man. Insane. But that was August, right? Let's move on to September. And let's put it on the calendar first before we go in. All right, let's put it on the calendar. September 1st to September 30th. Now, Trader View, I had to pay that $50 right here because I wasn't able to like import everything and all of that, but it's definitely worth it, right? To see where you're at and that kind of a thing. So I would definitely recommend using Trader View for anybody who might be willing who might want to check out their metrics or have a place where you can upload your metrics, right? Your stats. All right. So here we go. September, and let's enlarge the screen here, by the way. All right, so here we go, September. So towards the end of the month, some bigger losses, some bigger losers, which was not good. $300, although it's pretty big, is not terrible. Right here we have 436 and pretty close together, right? 436 and 444. This day here I remember very well. I was green $77, overstayed my welcome, ended up turning red, right? So September, here we go. And you know, seeing good green days. Look at Tuesday, you know, 140, 240, 230, 338, right? Monday, 540, 201, right? So there's a lot of good. There's always a lot of good we can take away. Smaller red days here on Wednesday, smaller red days, right? There's always things that we can do better, man. So let's jump in. Detailed, where are we at here for September? So net $807.84. Not bad. Average daily gain at $40. Less volume, right? Which is always important to note. Traded a bit less. And again, not having the 2-to-1, right? So here we are 70 to 103, right? 70 to 103. So definitely not a 2-to-1 ratio. Again, accuracy pretty poor. For me, I would love to maintain, I would say 55% and up, 56% and up, 60%. I want to shoot for 60% eventually. I'm 10% away now, right? Pulling back a bit. I was 8% away now after these 2 months, dropping back by 2%. But 60% is the goal for me, and I need to at least try and maintain 55%. I try not to focus too much on these kinds of things because trading, there's so many variables sometimes, and you know, it's hard to really compress everything into just numbers, right? I more so like to focus on what it is that's causing me to have issues than the numbers themselves. But it's also good to look at the numbers too every once in a while, right? So 44% winning trades, 55% losing trades, and you know, with just a 44% accuracy, although I'm not paying commissions, right? Something to mention, which is why I'm not sure where these fees are coming from. right? Probably worth calling and finding that out. Although it's not a large amount, so it's not too much of a big deal. But anyhow, still green, right? Still green with just a 44% accuracy. So it can be done, right? It can be done even on some of the lower levels, like you guys are seeing here, right? Very poor accuracy. I know some of the better traders, I would say, are around 65%, 70%, 75%, 80. If you're at 80%, I mean, geez, right? You're doing it really well. You got to definitely give yourself a pat on the back, right? And of course, if you guys are still watching, right, which I hope a lot of you are, of course, hit that thumbs up button, right? Not everybody will come on here and post their stats like this, for the world to see. So of course, hit that thumbs up button. So average winning trade, 19 minutes. And again, the losing trades, 15 minutes. If we can cut this down to, let's say, 8 minutes, have it also be a 2-to-1 ratio. Cut it down, the losers will go down so much, so that's something to also consider. All right. Max consecutive wins, 3 versus 6 losers in a row. Biggest loss, 319. Biggest win, 364. I want everything to be a 2-to-1, right? Preferably. If biggest loss is 319, biggest win needs to be 640, 650, So same thing with average losing trade, average winning trade, and that kind of a thing. So gotta really work on being better, man. Gotta really work on it. Gotta really dial in on that consistency. So total gains, $4,700. So last month, August, we did better in terms of how much we were able to make from the market, right? So 4,700 here versus 3,900 in losses. So again, pulling money out this time, about an $8,000 swing versus the losers and the winners, right? So finding ways to cut out some of those red days, those bigger red days, is the key, man. That's the key. And you can see the drawdown here, not as big as last month's, but still $900 in the red before finally being able to come back, right? So a lot to work on, man. A lot to work on. Total commissions, $0. Total fees, $131. What are they charging me? So I gotta look into this, right? See what's up with this. I'll have to check the total amount of fees they charged. But anyhow, market behavior, once again, not much correlation in my opinion. Instruments or stocks, VXRT being the big winner, PIC, OXBR. Some of the names you guys will probably find familiar. CBAT, even one we looked at today, BOXL, and a few others, right? GNUS being the biggest loser. And the biggest loser being 319 is not bad, right? And it's not bad at all, actually. CODX at 235. And I remember this day here on GNUS. Was already green on the stock, green on that day actually by a couple $100. Ended up sizing up to 15,000 shares and having lost a couple cents. Made the mistake of increasing sizing throughout the day as opposed to decreasing sizing throughout the day. So, all those small things, man, all those small things to really work on. Price and volume. Under $2, up 308, up 100 between 2 and 5, and between 5 and 10, $600. Above 10, we're red. Above 10, we're red. 204. So not too bad, but the numbers are definitely not where I would have wanted them to be, especially compared to previous months where we were really killing it. All right, but this is how the market is. Sometimes it'll be really hot, and what you're doing is just working so well, even when you're sloppy, right? Which is crazy. And then sometimes things will just slow down a bit, and you're in a bit of a funk. You gotta just dig deep. The main thing is to just dig deep, man. Dig deep. You can't ever cheat yourself. one of the main things with trading is being honest with who you are, what you're doing, and what's not working for you, right? So you got to be honest, put in the work, put in the time, review, study, and know yourself, man. If you know personally you're having issues with certain things, you have to look into different ways to prevent it, right? Prevent it from happening. For me, I like to use the concept of safety nets, right? And an example would be a max loss, for example. Yeah, goodness. An example would be a max loss, right? If you know you have issues when you're red, you get a bit emotional, and certain things you start to lose sight of. You put a max loss in place. It's like, all right, no matter what the situation might be, if I'm down more than $500, that's it. I'm out of the market, right? That is something that could prevent you now. If you do have a couple bigger losers and you're down, you're getting frustrated, that's the kind of thing that can prevent you from going overboard and doing something crazy. So safety nets, depending on what the situation might be, put something in place to help back you up. So that's always good to consider. But price and volume, day and time. Funny enough, this go around we're red on Friday and Wednesday, but green on Monday and Tuesday. So interesting there. And this is why I do trade every single day, because like I know traders in the community. Some people will not trade on Wednesdays. Some people will not trade on Fridays. Whatever day it might be. If I switch over to a different month, each day is gonna change drastically. It's just each day comes with its own opportunity, its own level of risk. It's up to you as the trader to manage that risk and to execute, right? Every day can be a green day, every day can be a red day, every day can be a slow day, right? There's a lot of variables, yes, but you have to make it consistent, right? Follow that consistency within the inconsistency, right? There's a saying that I like, right? They say the only constant in life is change, right? So, that's the way how I kind of look at it, right? The only constant in life is change, right? And in the market, there's so many variables, but you have to also look at what's constant within those variables, right? There's a lot of different things moving, a lot of moving parts, but you can make sense of it all once you really zone in, right? So what else are we missing here? Win-loss expectation, we took a look at already. Win-loss versus by days, right? And so look at the accuracy here on the winning days, even higher than I thought, 62%. So, and there's me hitting my goal without me even noticing, right? So on the 11 winning days that I had on the month of September, I'm hitting above a 62% accuracy. What is this telling me? This is telling me that my goal is in sight. My goal is very much attainable. My goal can be hit. And look at this, right? Lighter volume than usual, right? Yeah, but $209 average daily gain. We have a 2-to-1, which is always good, right? $52 loss for every losing trade versus $100 gain on every winning trade. Would want to see this come down to 10 minutes, of course. 20 minutes for the winning trade, 14 for the losing trades. Largest gain, 356. Largest loss, 174. So again, pretty close to that level of a 2-to-1 ratio. And so here we go now to the losing days. But this is pretty insightful stuff, man. Which is why I would recommend TraderView for you guys who might need a place to store your stats, because keeping records in Excel can be tedious, right? Depending on how you're doing it and that kind of a thing. So TraderView can be your best friend. There's different payment options. There's a $50 per month that'll give you everything. $25 per month that I think will give you close to everything. And the free version, they only allow you to import so many trades before you're out of space. But pretty important metric here, man. So on my better days, I'm hitting my goal already. it's just a matter now of taking care of these red days, having smaller losers, cutting down the red days, man. Last December, there's months where I only have a few red days, so digging deep, staying focused, and discipline most of all, man. Discipline most of all. Average whole time losing trades, winning trades the same, which is never good. We want this to be 8 minutes or less, right? It's not that we shouldn't have losers, because losers will happen, but we got to do a better job managing these days. And look at the volume here, 80,000 shares. So trading even more on the red days, which is not good. So this is a step in the wrong direction here. Definitely got to take a step back and make sure for this month that we do not. And one thing I'll say is that it is a mistake to not go over your monthly recaps, your monthly metrics right away. It's something that you should do the next day, as soon as you have a chance, so that you know exactly what to work on, right? Sometimes you can get caught up in that mindset of like, yeah, I'm green and I'm doing well, but you can't ever fall asleep. You gotta always, man, always be on that grind, have that hunger within you to know that you're doing okay, yes, but better, right? But not, not what you would want to be seeing. Very poor accuracy here for the winning trades. 28 to 71, and then we have $96 versus $77 on the losing trades. So, just poor accuracy, man. Poor accuracy. On the red days, the main thing, the slower days, is to just be selective, man. Be selective. That's the main thing that'll save you so much money, man. But that's it here for September. Not sure if we're missing anything. We'll look at the overall stats one more time. I've been in a pretty big consolidation, which is fine. Last year this same kind of thing happened to me, but the only difference is I felt like this year there was more momentum, right? There was more action. With the action that we saw, I felt like I should have been able to capitalize to a certain amount, but it's always hard to like look at things that way. But again, the past is the past. The only thing is to take the lesson and move forward with it, right? It can be very frustrating when you have that approach. It's like, man, like today all these stocks made a move and I'm break even or I'm red. It's like, what's going on? I know I'm a decent trader. It's like we'll know we're all right. Yeah, we have ways to go. We have years to go. But it's like where we are now, we would feel like we should have been able to do something with what we had offered to us on that given day. But trading again is hard. Trading is not easy. You always got to keep that in mind, and remember, homework, man. Homework, studying. That's the only way to really get better and move forward with it. So let's clear this out. We'll look at the overall stats. So we started in May officially, and here we are in October. So, and I have to upload the first 2 days here. I already have I have them. I have to upload them over, and I guess today as well, which is Monday the 5th. So you guys will see today's recap. But we have a ways to go. We're not doing bad. We can do better. We will do better. And so, I'm excited for the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, the next couple of days, the next couple of trades. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We can't ever cheat ourselves, man. We just got to keep pushing, keep grinding, and make it happen, man. We got to make it happen. So let's go to details. So overall, the account is at 17K. Again, the accuracy did drop down a bit, which was not, what I wanted. The average losing trades are, I think, around the same, but average winning trades coming down a bit. Right, 1,600 for the biggest gain, biggest loss, almost at 7. Average losing trades is coming up, so we got to do a better job again at cutting those losers quickly. But I'm excited for the next couple of months, man. Our biggest drawdown was in August, $1,500. Right before then, it was a $700 and $800 drawdown, and also the $900 drawdown there in September. So, looking to keep it going. We got to keep it going. Better, 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 better. Right. And crazy to think that we've made $40,000 now and lost $22,000, almost $23,000. So, improvement, man, improvement, improvement, improvement. And here's the equity curve. Starting out and having the incline consolidation, some chop in there, right? Some chop, incline, some chop, incline, and a very long consolidation here. Although it's going up, but slowly, right? So, I heard Ross say this in his video, and I think I'll say the same. If my equity curve was supposed to be a stock, you'd want to be buying it here, man, because that next incline is coming, and I guarantee you guys it'll be a good one. I'll be here every day working on it, man. I'll be here. Oh, it's 120. Sorry about that. But I'll be here, man. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay, here to make it happen. And every day is a learning process. Each loss is a learning opportunity. Each win is also a learning opportunity. And we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. It's almost time, man. I'm feeling it coming. The next green streak is coming. The next stretch of good trades is coming. And I'll do better than I ever did in the last couple of months. But I'm not going to force anything, of course. When it happens, it happens. And I'm never going to be looking for no home run and that kind of thing. I'm going to approach each day the same, which is to trade, follow my rules, execute my plan, and let it happen naturally, right? Never forcing it, right? But that's the main thing. I'm going to end it here. So, of course, if you guys did enjoy, once again, not a lot of people would do this kind of a thing. So make sure you do hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. And I'll catch you guys, of course, in the next one. It's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.